Joe, why'd you come to first period instead of second?
My bad. Oh, I woke up late and I forgot my period schedule. Oh, all right. I'll be back later. Sorry about that.
All right. Tanner, I think you got the best setup I think I've ever seen. I'm a bit jealous.
Thank you. I don't just use it for Zoom.
How much did like the mic and the windscreen and everything cost?
I think the windscreen was like $10. The mic stand was like $20. The cable was like $13. The mic itself was $100, and then I have an audio interface right here where I plug like my instruments and my mic into. That was also about $100.
And do you have a specific vendor for all of that audio stuff?
No, I mean they're all just kind of a smorgasbord of whatever sounded good. The headphones were also nice. The headphones and the mic was from Audio Technica, and the interface was from Focusrite. But it's kind of the
I was laughing when I saw your stuff because my wife the other day off of Amazon, of course, everybody orders everything from Amazon. That is like probably the greatest American business story I think I've ever seen in my life. Started off selling electronic books, and now they sell everything under the moon. But she ordered one of those lights, you know, for the Zoom meetings, and
That's
I'm like,
what I need actually.
Gosh.
I need a light.
Yeah. I told her, she was a bit upset. I told her, I said, that's pretty vain. I said, the whole light thing is pretty vain. You're not on TV. Let's not get carried away. Needless to say, she wasn't happy with that. Okay, so just so I didn't make sure I didn't miss anybody, I don't see Griffin yet, right? No Justin yet? No Alyssa Noble yet? No Melanie yet? Melanie R? Perfect. All right. Happy Tuesday to you. 4-day week. So it's somewhat better. All right. I guess it's better than a 5-day week. But what we're going to do is get you ready to take your first unit test. And so if you go to Module 5, if you look at module 5, and I opened that up yesterday morning, you'll see what we'll do. So we'll review basically what we talked about in unit 1. What is economics, opportunity benefits, and opportunity costs? The idea of scarcity. Scarcity creates value. And what goes into making goods and services, being able to categorize factors of production, as well as production possibilities, right? There's 3 areas of a production possibility: underutilization of resources, the frontier where you use 100% of your resources, and then the future production possibilities in which you have to have some sort of increase in labor, technology, or access to resources for that. So if you go to module 5, if you click on that here, that'll give you an overview of what we're going to do, and we'll get you rolling. I saw Griffin and Alyssa N come in, but still no Justin, still no Melanie R, right? I didn't miss them coming in? Okay. So make sure I don't screw you. So anyway, so what we'll do is we'll take a look at what you need to know to be able to do well on the unit test. I've got a Kahoot and we can go over that. There's 40 questions on the first unit test. The Kahoot, I think, has 25 to 30 questions. Almost all of those are on the test. I don't know what order they're in. I don't remember from last semester, but all of the questions on the Kahoot will be on your unit test. And so a couple of things, just to go back to last week, I think it was 5 or 10 questions, review on market economies. And I had you do that because that is our system. Started showing up in Aries yesterday. You have until the 26th to turn that in for full credit. And then last week, we spent most of the time on factors of production in this production possibilities curve. And as I said, what you want to be able to do, and we looked at this without numbers, right? But if we labeled this area 1, labeled this area 2, and labeled this area 3, we've got 3 areas, right? So area 1 is always going to be less than 100, right? Any place inside that frontier is going to be less than 100%. Remember, this is our origin. As we move away from the frontier, we are getting less and less of a number, so that would be less than 100. The frontier, no matter where you're at, whether it be point B, point D, or point C, is equal to 100%, and that is our frontier. And then when you look at area 3 is always going to be greater than 100% because it assumes that we've had some sort of increase in labor, some sort of increase in resources, some increase in technology that allows us to produce more of a product from the current set of resources that we have. Anything you want me to clear up about that? All right, and then previously to that, what we did was take a look at the factors of production, right? Factors of production. So you did this assignment. One of the things on the assignment I was going to tell you is when you get that characterization right, there is a, let me change the color here. There is a number up at the top with, no, that didn't work very well. There's a number up at the top with either a green or red circle, and that'll tell you if you got it right or wrong. So if you have a set of green circles up here at the top with a number associated above it, that means that you got that one right. If you have a set of red, that means you've got that number wrong. And you can resubmit after that, So there's no, it doesn't lock on you. So if you didn't get 24 out of 24 when you submitted, you can go in and change your answers. Just update that with your URL or a screenshot, and I can update your grade. But that one showed up in Aries yesterday afternoon as well. And so what we did was basically take a look at the factors of production, right? Think of capital as capital goods. They are finished goods and services that help to produce other goods or services. Labor can be either human or machine. Resources, in terms of land, the factor of production of land, think of it as natural resources. Land, air, water, timber, minerals, what have you. And then business knowledge is the same thing as entrepreneurship. You can think of Carnegie, you can think of Rockefeller, all of those famous people at the boom of industrialization, late 1800s, early 1900s. Any questions for me on that? Okay, so if you go to module 5, after the overview page, there is a Kahoot review. There's a game pin that I'm going to put in the chat room, but basically we can do the review together. So I'll put the game pin in there. And so in another tab, if you go to Kahoot.it and put that game pin in, you will be able to join the game. Let me log in. Oh, it changed the pin number on me. Hold on. Ignore that first one. Damn it. All right, let's try it this way. Okay, so use the game pin 9146638. Sorry. The other one must have been for the actual practice after class. I'll check and make sure that's open. So you can put in that game pin, Kahoot.it. Then give yourself a name. Yeah, that pin expired, so I'll fix that on that page. There was a good question in the chat room in terms of the availability. I'll make sure that this review game is available. You can take notes on it if you want, but I'll make sure that it's available. I'll update the review game. You can use it as practice as many times you want, because the unit test, with Monday off, I won't make the unit test due until Tuesday. So should be good for you there. All right, give you about 10 more seconds to get in. All right, here we go. All right, what is a tangible product? What's a tangible product? Okay, so if we remember way back to the beginning of this unit, when we talked about a good versus a service, a good is something that you can hold. So we've used the pencil as the example. When we talk about the factors of production, when we talk about capital, right, that the pencil has finished parts to it that's put together to make the whole good. A tangible product is a good. It's something that you can hold. When we talked about a hairstyler or somebody who cuts hair, that's not really a tangible product. You can't hold that service in your hands. All righty, here we go. So number 2, what is required for survival? Good. So we talked about the difference between a want and a need. A need would be things like housing, clothing, food, obviously some situations, medical care, something that is going to be required for your survival. That is what a need is going to be. Uh-oh, here comes Lizette. All right, a plumber provides what? Plumber provides a service. There you go. Very good. Very good. So plumber, similar to somebody who styles hair, maybe similar to somebody that cuts hair, provides a service, generally some sort of service for your house. All right. A luxury car is going to be an example of what? Luxury car is going to be a want, right, with that qualifier on there. Those of you that put red, right, those of you that put red for good, that's true. A car is a good, but it's going to be an example of a want, right? It can be an example of a want. Look at that, Leslie, a 4? All right, all goods, products, and resources are scarce. Is that true or false? That's true. Every good, every product, every resource, no matter the country, the region, the industry, is going to be scarce. So remember, we talked about that at the very beginning. Awesome, look at that. Here we go, we got 3 moving up. All right, the most valuable good or service given up in an economic decision is what? Opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is the most valuable good or service given up in an economic decision. Those of you that took blue, remember opportunity benefit is what you gain in your decision. You got $5 for lunch, you go buy something. What you bought for lunch is your benefit. What you could have bought is your cost. Okay, the good or service obtained through an economic decision is what? Opportunity benefit, right? What you gain in your decision is going to be a benefit. All right, another alternative given up in an economic decision is a trade-off. Another alternative given up in an economic decision is a trade-off. All right, man-made decisions can cause what in the market? Shortage. Shortages are caused by man-made decisions in the market. All right, rolling here. All right, entrepreneurs take the greatest risks in a market economy by producing the goods. That true or false? That's true. Entrepreneurs are the great risk takers. They're the ones that usually put up the capital and everything else. If water is used in a chemical reaction for a product, it could be described as a natural what? Resource, right? Think of land, think of the factor production of land as a natural resource, and it should be able, should make it easier for you, I should say, to categorize that. Timber would be what type of factor of production? Land, right? Anything that we would consider a natural resource is going to be a factor of production of land. Money used to produce a good or service is what type of factor of production? Capital, right? Capital. Workers in a factory are what type of factor of production? Labor is correct. Business knowledge on the last one there, two of you would put business knowledge. Business knowledge would be somebody in a management position, advertising position, or the owner or CEO of that. There's only one type of capital, physical. Is that true or false? It's false. A decision matrix should be used for small and large decisions. Okay, so remember, a decision matrix is going to be something similar to what we did when we were using the My Pillow guy as an example, right? Do I spend my resources and employees on producing pillows or blankets, or a combination of the both? So remember that we had graphed that out, and we had looked at maybe how much we would earn from the development of pillows or the development of blankets, or a mix of the two. Those are generally only going to be things used on large decisions. Choices in a decision matrix are alternatives. Is that true or false? True. That is true. Decision matrix should be used for what type of purchases? Large purchases. The categories in the decision matrix are called what? Criteria. That's how you base your decisions. Right? The price of the pillow, how many resources does it need to make to create the blanket, etc. Consumers and businesses both use decision matrices to make large decisions. Is that true or false? True. All right, the line on a production possibilities curve that shows maximum use of resources. This is area 2. This was area 2 that we just reviewed. Frontier, right? The frontier is the blue line, the BDC. Any production inside a possibilities curve is what? This is area 1. Underutilization, very good. Area 1 is underutilization. Area 2 is the frontier. A country's allocation of resources for production is known as what versus what? This was that debate from the Eisenhower administration in the 50s. How does a country spend their money? Guns versus butter. Guns versus butter. How well resources are being used can be described as what? Efficiency. Efficiency. Even with a streak of 3, nice. All right, any production possibilities outside a curve is equal to what? This is area 3. More than 100%. More than 100%. Casey kept the lead the entire match. Put him on blast next time, see what happens. Okay, so the only thing that a high number of you did not get correct was that production possibilities area. So if we take a look at that again, the same thing I talked about at the beginning of class. Let me increase this. So if we look at this again, as I said, any area, all right, any area inside of the production possibilities curve, right? The area closest to the origin, which is 0, 0. That is going to be underutilization. The frontier curve is the production possibilities frontier. Everything along this line is equal to 100%. We're either using all of our resources to produce guns, all of our resources to produce butter, or some mix between. The future production, always greater than 100%. Okay, so this area is always greater than 100%, and it's always outside the curve, farther away. And that makes sense, right? If we drew a line out here, the farther we get away from the origin, the greater the number would get. Can I explain that better anyway? Okay, perfect. All right, so I am going to, and let me reset this so you can see this. I'm going to update this link. So on the second page for module 5, for week 5, which we're in, this link has expired. So I will update this link. I'll provide a new game pen. As I said, all 25 of those questions make up the 40 questions, or part of the 40 questions on the unit test. You can practice the review game as much as you want, basically up until February 26th. But I'll update this link, and that'll be available to you. Tomorrow, I'll show you how to log in and take your test online. There's a couple of things in terms of tabs, getting out of the tab, what it does, locks your test, things like that. So that's all we need to cover. I'll update this as soon as everybody has been helped. If you need any help or have any questions, you can stay. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow at 8:40.
See you, Grok.
Take care. Have fun.
Bye. Thank you.
You bet. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks.